That's right.
And so you would now you'd move them on to what? Chord progressions, but in a pattern?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so then the next thing we would do is first of all, I would introduce you to what a scale is.
Okay.
And then we would look at a pattern of notes.
Here, now take this back and show people what a scale around the guitar, on the guitar. I mean, all of these notes here, there's a million places that you can play the notes. Just like on a piano, I guess the notes all repeat, the notes all repeat. The notes all repeat on here. So there's a C. There's a C. That's a C.
That's a C.
There's other C. Is that the only C?
No, there's many C's, but we'll start here.
Okay.
Just because it's easy.
All right.
So you have C, and then you have your next note, which is, this is what a scale looks like: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C.
Okay.
Okay.
So like that silly old song, Do, a dear, Do. There's only in an octave. There's an octave meaning 8. There's only 8 letters, 8 notes,
8 letters, right?
Yeah. So it's not a million letters, it's 8.
It's 8, but then
there are sharps and flats.
There's sharps and flats.
Yeah.
There's more than one scale.
Yeah.
All those, there's more.
But basically, do, a dear, a few, re, the do, re, the sound of music is
Do, re, mi.
Yeah. Okay. So a scale, and scales are scales fun? Do you like playing scales?
Absolutely. I don't sit down and play scales just for the sake of playing scales. It's because I'm trying to find what they call the harmonization of a chord progression. That's what I would do with it now. But that's a little bit.
Wait. So
that
in
step.
the scale, so if we were doing E, A, but we're doing C now. Let's do a C scale.
Okay, so here's C, right? And then I'm going to follow these notes. Here's C.
What comes after C?
D.
All right.
And then E, F, G, A, B, C.
Yeah.
So you have this. When you hear that, you know you're playing a major scale.
A major scale.
A major C scale.
C scale.
So just to be very specific.
Now the wonderful thing about C, I do know this about C scales, there are no sharps or flats.
No sharps or flats.
So
love it.
Now here's one thing I know about Irving Berlin, who wrote gazillion songs.
That's right.
He could barely play the piano. He wrote everything in C because there were no sharps or flats. And he had a transposing piano, so that he could lift the levers, and it could be all his songs could be played in any key, but he only played no sharps or flats. He didn't want any sharps or flats. So the guy that wrote a gazillion songs and made millions and millions of dollars had the most primitive knowledge of music. So that's hope. That's hope for all of us.
It's fantastic, but it also proves that music is easy.
Yes. Yes. And if people, this half hour that we're doing, if they leave with one thought, it's that
music is easy.
Okay. All right. So that little C scale there was fun. But you saying that when you approach a little scale like that, you're thinking in terms of different stops along the way in that scale, right?
Different stops. Well, ultimately, what I do with students that when they come and learn guitar, ultimately what I do is I show them a scale and then show them how to build chords from that same scale.
Okay.
Then from there, what we do is we begin to understand the structure. So I'm going to pull these out a little bit to make them stand out a little bit more. So we have what they call a harmonized scale, because you can build a chord from the scale. You can build chords from there.
Right.
Then what you do is you take the chords from the scale, and then you can build a chord progression from there.
Because if you played a song that was just from every note, it's kind of boring. It's not musical. It's not music. So when songs are created, they take the scale and they pick stops along the way, and those are the ones that they create chords out of and play them, and that's musical.
And that's more musical.
Yeah, more musical.
So that's, yes, that's the very easiest way to look at it.
Yeah.
So for example, if I took a C chord, right, and I played it on the guitar, and I have my C chord, right? So then I could look on here and I go, oh, hey, I got this F chord here, and it's called what they call the 4 chord, because you can count from 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the 4 chord. Then I go up to one more chord, the 5 chord. So you have 1, 4, and 5, which is the basic building block.
So a lot of songs, basically, if